Hey fans, me Aaron for a comic show, and I love comics. I got my Image I Love Comics shirt with the Image eye. Saw that, had to get it. Another big DC Rebirth week though. Like Rebirth is hitting hard. Like every pitch, just the direction of each book is good. It's what I want, and it's varying degrees of how it's executed with the pacing and all that, but I'm digging it. And I have my Wonder Woman Invisible Jet. I put it together. It comes in the pop box in a few pieces, and together it just looks so awesome. I really dig it, and you know, I was playing with it, so I was like, I might as well have it in my video for a prop. And yeah, we do have them for sale if you want them and you're here local. But yeah, it's cool. Biggest book for this week for DC Rebirth is Supergirl, and this book was good. If you like the Supergirl show, you will love this book. And if you don't watch the Supergirl show, I don't see why you wouldn't like it, because it's not beholden to the show. It doesn't have all the supporting characters of the show. It doesn't necessarily have the premise of the show, but some of the elements are here with the DEO. Cameron Chase is back. They didn't jettison her. That's cool. She's kind of like a blonde John Constantine that doesn't smoke. And she's Kara Zor-El. And they hit that right from the beginning. That yes, her father is Zor-El, and yes, he put people in the Phantom Zone, and someone comes out of the Phantom Zone that her father put in there, and she is dealing with that. And it's cool. It is cool. That's a cool thing for her with the Cyborg Superman and Zor-El and all that stuff. It's neat. I mean, she's the House of El. She's a cousin. She's related to Zor-El. And I like that they're hitting on that. I like that they're doing that from the start. Superman's book is still awesome. I like that it's a family book. He is a patriarch. It kicks ass, lots of heat vision, lots of craziness, dead cats and all that. You know, they had a little funeral for the cat, but you have Lois kicking ass, you have the new Superboy, Super Son kicking ass, and you have the patriarchal Superman, Super Dad, pretty cool too. And Eradicator is there, and I like it. Moving on to the Suicide Squad #1 and Harley 2, because Harley did not get a Rebirth issue. It's already on issue 2. And if you're reading Harley, it's the same. Harley's the same, did not skip a beat. But it says Rebirth now because that's what DC's doing. Suicide Squad, this issue has Jim Lee art. It has Jim Lee in it, and everyone likes Jim Lee. I have always liked the Suicide Squad. Back to Ostrander's run, you know, the beginning of it, all that stuff. I have Justice League Unlimited custom action figures made of each character because I just love them that much. And I'm digging it. Whether you like the movie or not, irrelevant, this book is cool. And I like that it's getting such prominence in the DC Universe. The DC Universe is fun. There's cool stuff. The heroes are, let's make the heroes more fun. Let's go back to those roots. But villains and anti-heroes, have them be dark and have them get dirty and do the quasi moral things and the immoral things, and that's cool. There's a place for that. Just, you know, we don't need our heroes doing that often. Justice League, the antagonist in this, the villain, the main threat in this was just kind of ridiculous, kind of like OP, overpowered, insane. Loving the art in it. It's a big deal book. It's a big summer blockbuster type of splash page book, and there's a place for that. I really wanted Jeff Johns' Justice League back, like, you know, probably everyone, but this is cool. It's fun. Batgirl and Birds of Prey is a fun book that kind of took the place of Black Canary's book. She's on here. Batgirl's on the team. There's a new Huntress that, you know, came over from Grayson, and it's the fun book for that kind of picks up and does something where Black Canary left off. Batman hit a crazy crescendo here with issue 5. It's nuts with the I Am Gotham. And then also Batman out this week is Batman and the Teenage Mutant Turtles hardcover. This was surprisingly good. This is like, from the first issue, hitting hard, just everything you wanted to see. You know, if you wanted to see Batman versus Shredder, you got it. You know, you got Killer Croc versus the Turtles in the sewer, done from issue 1. And near the end, the last end of the second to last penultimate issue and the final issue went batshit crazy with Mutimals. It was fun. It was awesome. I loved it. And now they're going to do an animated Batman, and animated Turtles team up, and they're also doing Thundercats and He-Man team up in the same vein of doing what works with the characters, doing what we love about the characters, and seeing the characters interact with each other in a fun way. Why not? It's great. And Scooby-Doo Apocalypse issue 4 already has a pint-sized guest star that surprised they got to it so quickly, but it was pretty fun, and I'm digging it. Moving on to Marvel, one book of big significance this week is The Fallen #1. This is the funeral for Hulk and his wake, and where they read his will, and all that stuff with Bruce Banner. And there are protesters, kind of like the Westboro Baptists, saying like Hulk's burning in hell and all that stuff. And it was very emotional. It was a very emotional issue. Pack is doing it, and Pack's doing the regular Hulk book, so they got the right guy doing it. Cho's in it, and Rick Jones is in it a lot. If you are a Bruce Banner fan or Hulk fan, you really need to get this issue. Like seriously, you really should. And if you're reading the Hulk book, you need to get that issue because it's the same writer of Totally Awesome Hulk. Obviously, they're going to pick up on plot points and things that happened in here, and just to know what type of crazy stuff Bruce Banner willed to other characters like Doctor Strange and Iron Man and all the different Hulk-related characters, what things he gave them that they were going to pick up. It's not as important as Infinity Gems, but it is going to show up later in the story. And you're like, oh crap, how did this guy get this thing? Well, from that issue. And also, Volume 3 of Star Wars is out. It says Volume 3 on the spine. It's Rebel Jail. If you had just gotten Volume 2, do not read this next. Read a book called Vader Down. Vader Down has the issues of Star Wars between Volume 2 and Volume 3, and you need to read that story because it's significant. It leads into it, obviously. So make sure you read Rebel Jail first. And then we have the indie books, the books that you guys know I love. They're fun, they're wildly creative, and Brian Wood, Briggs Land. It's an American Family Under Siege. It's already optioned for AMC. Brian Wood has already written the pilot for it, and it's really good. Like seriously, yes, it's kind of like the Bundys, or not Married with Children Bundy, but like survivalist Bundys. It's kind of like those people that were holed up and didn't have enough snacks, but it's more serious. It's this family that's been living in their own place for a long time, for generations. And now the government finally got something on them because maybe they're doing some illegal things too. I mean, they wanted the government to leave them alone, but maybe they were doing some illegal things. The father, patriarch, got arrested, and maybe he turned state's evidence. So now the brothers are vying over who's going to run the family and what direction it's going to go, while the mother, the protagonist, she is trying to keep the family together and keep their values and their ideals going, even though the father sold out the ideals. And one of the brothers is a white supremacist, but no, this is not some kind of liberal agenda saying all separatists are white supremacists. Some are. Don't get me wrong, some are. Seriously. When they talk states' rights, one of the states' rights they really wanted was segregation. So some are. But she's not. And that's not what the family was about, but one of the brothers is, and that's kind of crazy. And it's socio-political, touches on things going on right now, and I liked it. It's a good book. If you like Sons of Anarchy, perhaps, you would really like this book. And I'm ready for it to be on TV. I need something new to watch that isn't a Netflix original. Moving on, Demonic. You might remember there was a one-shot of Demonic that was the Top Cow pilot series where they did pilot books. This was several years ago, like maybe 2009 even. I don't know, it's years ago. Maybe 2012, I don't know. But it was years ago, and it was one issue, and it was really good. And now Kirkman's like, why don't we do more of it? So he's doing it through Skybound. And it's cool. It's a crime horror mashup type of thing, but I dug it. It's nice. I like that they picked up on one of the pilot series things. Moving on, Black Hammer. Jeff Lemire, when he hits for me, he hits hard. Like, I've loved some of his stuff so much. Like Sweet Tooth, freaking amazing. Like all of his early work, awesome. This Black Hammer, if you've ever liked a Jeff Lemire story, you will love this story. It's basically like a Silver Age cast of superheroes that had their first crisis of whatnot, some great threat. They defeated the threat. Everyone thinks they're dead. Everyone in the world thinks they're dead. They sacrifice themselves to save everyone. And it's been so long that some people think of it as a myth, that it was all just BS, like we never really landed on the moon. If we landed on the moon, how come we haven't been back? I mean, come on. But anyway, like, no, I do believe we landed on the moon. I'm just saying how things with a generation past can start to go into the realm of myth. And they're cool characters. Like, there's a character that's a lot like John Jones' Martian Manhunter. There's a character a lot like Mary Marvel. Her name is Golden Gale. She says Zafram or something instead of Shazam and turns into a Golden Gale like a Mary Marvel. And her regular body was aging, but when she went to the Golden Gale, she was always the same age, and it was awesome. She was, you know, in her prime, in her 20s, whatnot, and kicking ass. And then for whatever reason, when they defeated this thing, they've been in hiding on this farm forever, now she can't do that anymore. And instead of being old, she's stuck as a kid, and she really misses things about being an adult, and it's pretty hilarious. And Black Hammer is awesome. I have plenty of issue 1s left. Issue 2's out. Seriously try it if you want something that is really good, independent creator owned, that a creator's pouring his heart into, but also has that zany superhero stuff. But, you know, taking the ridiculous stuff of the Silver Age and then putting a modern spin to take it seriously with a lot of emotion, a lot of characterization, but it still all comes from that. So there's that whimsy and that fun as a thread through there. So, and there's other things. There's plenty of things I'm not spoiling. I basically just talked about the premise, but it's great. The thing we're doing tomorrow for our random fandom, comics and crafts type thing with Spawn, we're gonna show the Spawn animated series here on the TVs, probably show that movie. We'll have some, you know, demonic craft beers and some, you know, some Devil's Brew or something. And this book, Spawn Kills Everyone, is out. And it's Spawn at San Diego Comic-Con killing everyone. He wants to announce his new movie. He's finally getting a new movie. And he kills everyone. He literally kills everyone, including Todd McFarlane. Everyone's dead. That's not a spoiler. That is on the cover. Spawn kills everyone. They're not lying. He kills everyone, and it's funny. He rips up Robert Kirkman. He rips up Todd McFarlane. And it's a one-shot. So if you ever like Spawn, you should get it. It's fun. You laugh at yourself. It's cool. If you hated Spawn, maybe you'll like some of it too, because he does kill Todd McFarlane. And finally, a big book that a lot of stores aren't going to be pushing, Superf ckers Forever. Like, seriously, it's the F word. Superf ckers Forever. I have a Ryan Ottley cover that I have plenty of because I thought that's cool, the guy that is invincible. And then we have the regular cover from James Kocholka. And it's a superhero team. This is not for kids, even though a lot of James Kocholka's books are for kids. It's superhero, super-powered people that live together, kind of like the real world. A lot of sexual jokes, a lot of sexual stuff, and it's hilarious. It's really funny. So if you are an adult that is immature, you will like this. So I'm basically like, they targeted me. Like, you know, are you an immature adult? Cool. Do you like dick jokes? Yes, I do. So yes, if you like dick jokes, you will get your fill of dick jokes from Superf ckers Forever. And that's that. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.